Well, I hope you're ready, my friend, because I'm telling you, our speaker today, I mean, he's on you just about every platform they have him speak. Not so much because of his speaking ability, but because of his heart, because of how long he's been in this industry, because he's been a friend to everyone who's in this industry. He has defended the industry. He has backed it. I mean, this guy, Tom Chenault, and his beautiful wife Denise, and his family. And listen, my friend, I'm telling you, these are the golden ones. Like when we had what was it last week? I think. Oh my goodness, now I'm forgetting his name. Robert Butwin, yeah, Robert Butwin. You know, kind of guy that everybody he meets, he wants to add value to their lives, whether they're part of his organization or not. And so he's the number one income earner in his organization. He's got the longest running home-based business show. And my friend, he's your friend, whether you know it or not. And as I mentioned, when everyone who gets the book, Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed, on page 204, I'm looking at this guy now, Tom Chenault. Take it away, my friend.
Good morning, everybody. I hope it's not too quiet in this car that I'm driving right now. It is a Tesla T100D, the quietest car you ever want to hear in your life. It's almost creepy because there's no engine. So it's like driving around in an office. So I'm on the road, but you can't tell because these doggone cars are so quiet. This is not a Tesla commercial. It's a lifestyle commercial. And I want you guys all to have the car, the house, the life, the money, the spirituality of your dreams. So Stan is my buddy, and I've known him for many, many years. I got to talk to Pastor Kenny. I mean, I am telling all of you that this business is the greatest business in the world because it will let somebody with literally nothing come back from that. In 1988, I quit drinking alcohol. I haven't had a drink, a drop, a drug, 2 aspirins in over 30 years. But 30 years ago, I was upside down, as broke as you could get, and I had no way out. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And I didn't choose network marketing. It chose me because it was the only house on the block that was left. No income. I mean, there was no cap on my income in network marketing. There was no credit check. There was no background check. All they told me was all I had to do was get moving and never stop moving, and I could get my life back. And for some crazy reason, I'd heard it 100 times from everybody around, but for some crazy reason, I believed the guy that day. And here we are 30 years later. I have 1 million people in my organization. That's a tremendous amount of people. Actually, that is somewhat of a not true. I've got 1,400,000 people in my organization, which is a lot of people. And the reason I tell you that isn't for any other reason except that to tell you, you stick around long enough and you drive like crazy between here and there, and you're going to have the same kind of success I had. So what do I want to tell you guys today? Something crazy important. Everybody's looking for the secret, and there is no secret. The person, if you've got any problem in this business, I promise you it is solved by talking to more people. And I'm going to prove it to you today. And I'm also going to teach you my favorite song. It's after Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, you guys all know how that goes. This song's a little different. It's called 416, 64, 256, 1024, 4096. I will explain what that cornball song means here in a couple of seconds. But before we get there, I want every one of you to stop not embracing the network marketing model. Network marketing is like the greatest profession of all time that none of us want to admit we're in. I'm in 2 of those. I'm in Alcoholics Anonymous, which is an incredible organization, and I'm in network marketing, which is an incredible profession. But we don't tell people that. We don't embrace the model. We just play like we're everything but that, and it shows up in conversation because people sense that we're embarrassed about what we do instead of the opposite. And I want you people to not look at every person that you meet on this planet as a prospect. I want you to look at every human being you meet on this planet as a human being, somebody that you can contribute to, somebody that you're going to leave, and they're going to feel better having met you than they did when they got there. And how do you do that? You drop them off right where they want to be. And I use something that's internationally famous called the coffee shop interview. And it's a real simple process. And this is not a network marketing company I'm talking about right now when I give you this link and website. It is the way that I do my business with the coffee shop interview. So I want you to go after this call to contactmapping.com. And I will personally teach you there how to interview people, where you find out what they want to buy, what they don't want to buy, and then you call them 3 or 4 days later and you say, I've been thinking about you and I want to talk to you about what you told me they told me they wanted to buy. And when they told me they didn't want to buy something, I don't bring that up. So as a result of that, I never get rejected. I'm just coming back. I'm interested. I'm caring about them. And I ask them to buy what they told me they wanted to buy. You're going to be astounded at how that changes everything. And in this contactmapping.com, it will teach you to document those people better than you've ever documented in your life. And you're going to document them with your voice, not typing, not yellow stickies, not note cards, not some goofy program that you can't find when you need it. It's all at your fingertips. So you're going to learn how to interview, you're going to learn how to document, and then you're going to learn how to follow up. And no one follows up like I follow up. I am telling you, I am the best follow-up leader in all of network marketing. And I know them all. He wasn't kidding. I do have the largest home-based business radio show in the world. I've interviewed all the bigs. I've interviewed Stan Harris 10 times on my show. It is big. It is wide. It is everywhere. And I know all these leaders, and I know how they follow up. And I know the secret to my success has been the fact that I know how to interview, the fact that I know how to document, and the fact that I know how to follow up. And why am I telling you this? This is so important because it's the absolute most important part. So you meet people, you embrace the network marketing model, you have a plan starting out from the get-go. Let's assume it's $5,000 a month. Okay, you have to know where you're going before you're ever going to get there. So let's assume it's $5,000 a month. All right, that's very, very simple. You've decided to embrace the network marketing model. That's the smart move to do. So what do? I am telling influencers, that's an influencer for me as a person that will do this, that you have to do exactly what I talk about right now. And that is interview, document, follow up on 100 people you bring into your business. 100 enrollments. Not 100 signups, 100 enrollments. And with enrollment, that means you know these people. You know what they want to buy, and you know what they want out of their life. 80% of that 100 people are going, I hate to break it to you, are going to be customers. You're going to drop them off right where they want to be. It's going to be weight loss. It's going to be better energy. It's going to be something. They're going to be customers, 80 of that 100. 15 of that 100 are going to be distributors. What does that mean? They distributed something. They liked what you said. They said, you know what, I think I can distribute some of this. I want to try it. I want to earn a little bit of money. That's a distributor because they distributed something. They're not a customer anymore. Now they're a distributor. And that last 5 people, they're your influencers. They're the ones that are going to lift your business. Pay attention carefully right now. The gravity, like holding us down to the earth, gravity in network marketing can be defined as the failure or lack of success of those people around you. So if you want to defy gravity, you have to lift above it. And you can't lift above it with those 80 customers because they're not trying to make money. You can't lift above it with those 15 distributors because that's not what they want. The where you lift it is in those 4 or 5 influencers, just like a rocket. And it lifts kind of slow, and then it's off to the races. And that's why I talked about it. So let's just assume, for just arithmetic's sake, and every comp plan on the planet, here's the deal. You go find 4 of those influencers, and in your purchases and your customer purchases, $200. So your monthly purchase and all of your customers tied together, it's $200. That's just such an astoundingly small number. It's unbelievable. But let's just assume that's true. So you go out and you go to work and you say, my goal is to bring in 100 people, and they're all going to do. I'm going to bring in 100 people, and I'm going to find 4 influencers, and my 4 influencers are going to do the same thing I do. So all of a sudden, you get your 4 influencers to all do 200 apiece, and find their 4. So those 4 find their 4. That's 16, and those 16 people all do $200 apiece, and they find their 4, and that's 64. So those 64 people do that $200, and they find their 4, and that 64 times 4 is 256, and then that 256 people, they go find their 4. That's 1,024. But that's my song. But if you just add those first 4 levels that I just talked about, 4, 16, 64, and 256, that equals 340 people times $200. 340 people times $200 equals $68,000. Every comp plan in the world plays about the same, about 7% in those 4 levels. If that's the case, $68,000 times 0.07 is $4,760, which means you took that guy that believed in you, or that woman that believed in you. They believed you. They went out and they enrolled their 100 people. They found the 15 distributors, and they found the 4 influencers, and they got their people to do the same thing. They marched that thing down 4 levels, and they're making that $5,000 a minute I talked about a minute ago. So what do? You go out there and you become a master of enrollment. You embrace the network marketing model. You believe with all of your heart that you can find 4 people that are going to do what you do and duplicate like you did. And all of a sudden, you've got 4, 16, 64, 256, boom. That's 340 people. Right there, $5,000. And somebody making $5,000 is going to know they can take it down 1 more level and have 1,024 on that 5th level, and then the arithmetic gets crazy. Then it goes down that 6th level, and all of a sudden you're at 4,096 people, and you can't stop the train. But I'm telling you, most people don't know how to start their business. They don't know how to get people to that magic number of 5,000 a month. They refuse to become masters of enrollment. They just want to sign people up. They don't want to serve. They want to sign. And when you serve, you just sign them up. When you sign, you just sign them up. When you serve them, you are taking them to the possibility of a greater life with what you're selling them. That's the magic of this. And it works like a magic trick. So I'm telling all of you, and I've had unbelievable success. I speak from the stage of GoPro every year with Eric Worre from his stage. I'm one of his, he usually has like 15 speakers. I'm always one of those. My wife is always one of those. Why do I tell you that? Because this works. Treating people like human beings and not prospects works. Loving like crazy, then loving more works. Firing your brain and hiring your heart works. Worrying about their agenda instead of your agenda works. Putting them first and understand that your field, your organization is more important than anything else works. So here's my final speech. I know how much time I have left. This is so important. Everybody's trying to learn the skills of network marketing. And you people on this call, I heard Dr. Stan, I've heard your spiritual walks, and I know what you're up to. It's not about the skills. If you lay it all across the board, you've got those skills, and it's a small circle. And if you add that small circle called skills to another box, no, let's make it a heart. Let's make it a heart and call that heart rigorous self-inquiry with love and compassion. So what does that mean? You look inside of yourself and you figure out what it is that has people attracted to you, and you figure out what doesn't attract them, and you get rid of that. So you're looking at rigorous self-inquiry, really taking a look at yourself and the way that you are, and you're doing it with love and compassion. And all of a sudden, like an AA meeting, you start saying, I can be a better person. I'm going to go share it with people, which is what we're doing right now. We're sharing. And then all of a sudden, everybody's sharing and getting authentic and vulnerable, and you're finding a tribe of people that are just like you. So you've got the skills, you add it to love and compassion, then you share it with like-minded people, and what you end up with an equal sign is creating an absolute monster tribe or organization of incredible, loving partners that could take over a country. That's what you want out of this. That's what all of you want out of this, is to be effective among people that you love, that you can move the business through. So what does that mean at the end of the day here? Everybody that you meet, including you, only wants to be remembered. That's it. That's why you go to your favorite restaurant. That's why you do the things you do, is because you want to be remembered. And I'll tell you what Stan Harris loves the most about Tom Chenault is what I remember about him, and vice versa. And that's all human beings. So start remembering people better. That's all I'm asking you. Let people know that you love them. Let people know they can trust you. Let people know that they belong in your tribe. And I promise you, your objections, the objections that they have to anything you're doing will fly out the window, because they finally feel loved. They finally feel that they can trust you, and they feel like they can belong. So I'm recapping myself right now really quickly. Embrace the network marketing model. Defy gravity. Get after that 100 people in order to find the 4. When you find the 4, insist by showing them what you did, not telling them what you did, the 4, 16, 64, 256 model. And at the end of the day, you are going to create something no one on this planet can ever tear apart. That's what I want for you. Contactmapping.com. That will give you the template of the interview, the documentation, the follow-up. The rest of the stuff you're going to have to remember, because that's kind of, that's who I am. That's what I put on a yellow pad. That's what I use with a red pen. I don't have it written down anywhere like that. But I am telling you, it is and has been for over 30 years my secret weapon. I'm not Eric Worre. Stan Harris said at the very beginning, Tom Chenault is not that good a speaker, but he is a guy with a monster heart who loves people. I took that as the greatest compliment of all time. So with that said, Stan, I love you. I'm back to you. I honor you. I love your beautiful wife. I love what you stand for. I love your stand. And thank you very much for letting me be on this call.
Wow. Well, thank you, man, for being on it. But, man, I apologize. I didn't mean you to take it that way.
I didn't take it. I loved it.
Yeah, no, right. But what I'm saying, but no, you obviously anybody heard you speak, you can speak. Don't get me wrong. I mean, somebody's been on radio for 30 years. Come on now. what I was getting to is what you just spoke about is the thing that gets you on the stages where other people, they get on the stage because they can sound real good, versus you're on the stage, not taking away from you sounding good, but emphasizing the fact that you work on helping and empowering other people to be good. And that's really what this industry is really all about. It's like in the martial arts, you know, and you know, in the beginning stages is how good you can get. And then once you become a master, then it's how well you can empower other people to get. And of course, when you get to be a grandmaster, now you're really, really good at helping other people to get really, really good. And so anyway, we appreciate you, man. Thank you. Again, you laid that out. And folks, make sure you go to contactmapping.com. That's www.contact, CONTACT, mapping, MAPPING.com. And Tom, tell them just real briefly about your show, man. Every Saturday, like, how do they get in contact and find out more about your show?
So every Tuesday, it's live on my Facebook page at You guys are on the Eastern time zone. Well, you're everywhere, Texas. So it's at.
Well, we got some Central, some Eastern, so it doesn't matter.
So
They'll change it.
It's at 3 o'clock Pacific time. It's at 6 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesdays. And on Tuesdays, we go live to the Facebook wall. So this Tuesday, I think we've got Kim Kiyosaki, the wife of Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I've had Harvey McKay from Swim with the Sharks was 2 weeks ago. I mean, just unbelievable guests. And I interview them for an hour. And then on Saturdays, it gets replayed on 550 radio stations throughout the world. So it is a blowtorch, and it's not about companies. I don't care about companies. I care about human beings. And I care about network marketers that create organizations that can never be ripped asunder. So I try to find the best people, honest, integrous people on the planet that I can get on that show to share what they did, because every one of us have a story that will take you to your knees if you'll just take the time to listen. And my job with that show is to show everybody that Martin Luther King got up every morning and put his socks on and went after it. There's no difference between him or any of us. And then we stand back and we say to ourselves, I'd love to change the world. Well, I personally believe that the only ones that are still able to make that kind of change in the business world today is in network marketing.